thing.
I'm joking about that. You ain't even top 5, bro.
Don, let me just say one thing before I have to go. Here's the thing. People need to understand there's a difference between the slot system and the club system. The club system, we are going to create 500 million chances. And that we saw that
I'll create 500 million more and be sorry.
I feel like every time people watch Liverpool last
man.
season, no one, not a single person on this panel can say you watched Liverpool last season and wasn't entertained. The game was always entertaining. It was always end-to-end, gung-ho football. That's what Klopp is known for. With Slot, it's a different type of football. So because it's a different type, sometimes we take a step back and go like, oh, they're not playing that well. But that's normal. Even me, I say that sometimes because we're just not used. We're used to what Klopp was doing for the last 5-6 years. But slowly, I'm getting used to it. The fact that, okay, when we go 1-0 up, we're no longer like gung-ho trying to score the second and the third. But for me, everyone keeps talking about, and this is the problem with this, and this is the problem with this conversation regarding this whole conversion rate and all this stock. Listen, we're 7 games into the season. Nothing has been defined yet. We don't know anything yet. The one thing I will say is we keep talking about Chelsea. One second. We keep talking about Chelsea weapons and shit like that. You get me? I'm looking more at my weapons because when I'm going into war, here's the thing. Because this Sunday it's war. You get me? So when we're looking at I'm going into a war, I'm not. One second. Can I just land on why are you so obsessed? Let me speak, brother. I have to go. So when it comes to Liverpool's weapons,
you draw me so much.
We're looking at Mo Salah, the best winger in the league, taking on Vega. I'm looking at Diaz, who's in form for both club and country, taking on Gusto, who admittedly by Chelsea fans have been getting cooked this season. I'm looking at Tosin Adarabioyo. I'm looking at Levi Colwill against Jota, who's a nifty striker who can get him behind without you even noticing it. I'm looking at Szoboszlai pressing. This is the one game. I am not even a fan of Szoboszlai this season. I've been calling him out all year long. But the one game where we need him to press and run around, I'm looking at Szoboszlai running at Caicedo, running at Enzo, taking the ball away from them. And then when the counter-attack starts, we know Palmer ain't tracking back. We know he ain't running back. I'm looking at McAllister, who's a complete midfielder. Gravenberch, who a lot of people will say is the best DM in the league this season. So, like, I'm just watching. I'm looking at my weapons, and I'm thinking about how I can hurt Chelsea. I'm not looking at, like, oh, Chelsea, scary, Sancho, and I'm not Henry. I'm not looking at Sancho and going like I'm worried and shit. I'm not scared again. I'm not glad you said that. I'm not scared of Chelsea whatsoever. And once and for all, this Sunday, and this is my closing statement. And then Rams and Ram. I know Rams and Ram can handle these Chelsea fans. I'll tell you something about this Sunday. Once and for all this Chelsea bullshit is going to get exposed. I'm telling you right now. Because everyone just keeps doing Chelsea prop from the start of the season. Once and for all, you will know their level, and everyone will be humbled who supports Chelsea, who wears a blue shirt. And that's simple as that. So, yeah. Anyway,
I know you've got to shoot. I want to do some super chats in a minute and then get onto some of the other subjects because we have got other subjects. But Roms, welcome to the show, bro. Thank you for joining us. We've heard a lot today. I wanted to get your take in terms of how, like, confident, concerned, worried. Like, how are you with this game?
All right. I'll start off by saying I think we'll win, but I don't subscribe to the fact that it will be emphatic like Ram and Hassam. I've literally just said to Hassam an hour earlier, I respect this Chelsea team. Don knows this. I respect them last season. I respect them this season. But I back us against anyone at Anfield. What I would say is this game, I know it's quite cliche, is won and lost in the midfield. And CB educated me earlier saying that Lavia has been training and whatnot. I always said if Enzo starts this game, I think Szoboszlai will suffocate him and I think we'll get a lot of success in the midfield. For me, Lavia and Caicedo have to start this game. And I was under the impression that Lavia hadn't had a lot of training time and I thought he was just coming back into the fold, but he's not. And sometimes no risk, no reward. I feel he has to start this game. But I just look at Chelsea's back four, and this is something a lot of rivals have subscribed to. I actually think it's an advantage that Villegas come in ahead of Cucurella, because like Don said, Cucurella struggled against Salah the last 2-3 years, and even Tosin and Fofana, there's not that much golf in class if you're comparing the Fofana of the last 12 months, 18 months, because we've hardly seen him. But I think this game's going to be much closer. Listen, you're entitled to your opinion, but the 3-4 nils I'm hearing, my prediction I'll say from now is 2-1. I actually think Chelsea even take the lead, but then I just think the wrath of Anfield. Don, I heard you speaking about atmosphere earlier and that.
Yeah.
That was 2 seasons ago because the atmosphere when we beat you 4-1, it was roaring. So you can't just go off 2 seasons ago. Anfield just doesn't have an atmosphere like we do, but that specific game. And if I remember right, it was 12:30. You know, people still tired, got sleep.
There we go.
12:30.
Of course, the place is going to be rocking if you're beating us by fucking 4 goals. We had a spy in charge.
No. From the off, it
finish.
was. From the off, it was 0-0. From the off, it was. But yeah, I just think this game will be tough. Again, like Chelsea fans are saying, "Oh, you've not faced an attack like us," but it's vice versa. You've not versed an attack like us. We're both facing each other that have the most potent attack. Whereas we've actually, if you're going to go off this season, we have faced a defense like yours. The game we didn't win, the irony against Forest, right? So we have faced a good defense, and we struggled to break them down. Where I think we win this game, I think, and I was saying this to CB and Arga, I feel like Maresca should go a bit more pragmatic, and I don't think he'll do that. I don't think he'll go against his principles, because I think if you don't score first and maybe sit back, we could potentially struggle. But the fact you're going to try and play your game, it's going to play into our hands, and I think we come back and win this game 2-1. But I don't think it will be easy. When I'm hearing Sam say 4-0, Ram saying 4-0, I don't personally subscribe.
Hey, I didn't say 4-0, bro.
Sam loses even if
Did you say 4-0?
There's more of a chance of them. There's more of a chance of us winning 4-0 than them taking 3 points from Anfield.
Fair.
Yeah, but that's almost see, again, maybe I'm overthinking this, but that sounds to me like you're confident in smashing them, because you're more confident in smashing them than them nicking a dodgy 1-0. And dodgy 1-0s happen far more in football than one big team beating another big team 4-0.
But we never had the last couple of games that we played against Chelsea. They've never been proper.
Yeah, what are you saying about that, Ringo Starr? Come on,
Ram. What's your
drawing Bears? Like even at Anfield, bro. Just the other year when Mudryk made his debut, we're just missing bare chances. This is the first time we're playing Liverpool, yeah.
We missed chances as well.
Even that Anfield game,
this is the first time. CB, when you deep it, yeah, this is the first time in years we've played. We're playing Liverpool with a proper manager and a proper attack, bro. Yeah. Every time we've played you lot recently, I always feel like we've got the better. We have the better chances against you, man. Right? Even that year when we finished with 12, we had that Bruno guy in charge, that Baldy. You had Kovacic, yeah, kicking the ball over the net from like 3 yards out, bro. Yeah, you had
we went 2-0 up that game, innit? We went 2-0 up that game.
We drew 0-0.
Yeah, but I'm saying
that's the one where Konate missed an open header.
Sorry, that was so funny. We drew 0-0. Is that the game where we went 2-0 up?
No. Terry, there's a game we went 2-0 up at the Bridge, and Kovacic scored the well. You know,
I remember that game. Guys, let's jump into somebody.
The thing is, we drew a lot of games. I think we drew like 9 of our last 10, but every one of those games has been entertaining.
Yeah, those games have been close. Yeah, we're going to jump into some of these super chats here. First one says from Blaze, hope you're well, Blaze. He says, again, these Liverpool frauds talking about level when it's Chelsea players, but don't waste time to hype up Gravenberg after 7 games against what opposition? That is a fair point. That's a fair point.
Am I bugging out to look at the conversion rate after 7 games? Like, that's a reasonable amount of games to be looking at, bro. It's not 1 game. Like, it's 7 games, bro. That's the
sorry guys, but I think this challenge is fair. If Chelsea fans are being told you can't look at the improvements after 7 games by Liverpool fans, fans can't be screaming about the improvements on Gravenberg after 7 games, because it's exactly the same logic. That makes sense.
Exactly.
Don't take Ram seriously. He said he would take obviously Alistair McAllister over Palmer. Bias unlimited.
Wait, Ram. I love McAllister. Did you actually say that?
I will not swap him for no one, bro.
Yeah, but you see, we're here. What Beatles FC is doing, right? He doesn't say McAllister is better. He says I wouldn't swap him. That way, in the future, when Palmer's winning the Ballon d'Or, and we say and McAllister's playing for Southampton, and we're like, you said that Palmer was not as good as McAllister. You'll be like, no, I didn't say he was better. I just said I wouldn't swap him. We all know what you're doing.
You know what I would say?
Chest two backer.
Let me add in some fine details, Ram. If in the 8, I wouldn't swap them, but in the 10, it's a no-brainer.
What do you think I'm going to play McAllister in the 8 and the 10 when he's an 8? Of course not.
No, but you know what I mean? Vice versa.
Yeah.
As well,
It's always been Palmer against
Excuse me.
Solskjaer.
Who's the better footballer?
Yeah, Ram, right? Yeah.
Jesus.
To Henry's
Understood.
question, who's the better footballer?
Palmer. Next question.
Yeah, Palmer.
Callister.
Palmer's better than him. Come on.
Best attack in the league.
About
Haven't
nine.
been able to score more than 1 goal against Bournemouth, Palace, and 10-men Forest. Not to mention a blank against City.
Okay.
We're not gonna bag 4 goals against every single team every single week, but our attack allowed us to bring in Cuckoo off the bench, and he scored against Bournemouth. Right against Palace, we had 5 missed big chances, bro. Against
Even
Forest, how many chances was their keeper saving? Like, we didn't walk away from those games saying, "Oh, we created nothing."
Hang on. Hassan's manager lost. USA lost 2-0 to Mexico.
Yes,
Yeah.
that bum.
Yeah, they hadn't lost. They hadn't lost in ages.
And Terry, they've got a lot of players injured again already from him.
It's mad. I went to a really nice
No,
restaurant.
the
night.
injury stuff is forced, man. That's just, you know how it is with international break.
Spanish-Mexican
Nah, don't do
fusion
that.
on the same night that happened. That's amazing. Love it. Holy crap, Dom and Hassam really... Sorry. Holy crap, Dom Hassam really has been Chelsea's daddy. They are listening so intently, even following him on tours, nodding and taking notes, is what Hassan says here. Liverpool will win this on set pieces. Liverpool score on aerial duels, and Chelsea 18.
Liverpool second.
That's what I'm
they're second
saying.
on
Because
everything.
when
Second
when-
on it. Sorry, my dyslexia. And
When
Liverpool
CB
and Chelsea are
mentioned-
18. Yeah.
when CB
Sorry.
mentioned corners, and
It's
I'm
true.
like, we've got Van Dijk and Konate, the 2 most
It's true.
dominant
It's set
aerial
pieces, that's
centre backs in the
where
league.
We'll get
And that's why I
punished.
said to you, Vega and Tosin is good because they add more height to the team.
Yeah, that's true as well.
How can they head a ball?
We've
This year
got
says
2 6-footers in
sorry.
that back 4 now.
the build up to this game is so similar to Liverpool United last season when all the Scousers thought they'd blow United away 4-5-6-0. Yeah, it does
You know
feel a
what it is,
little
Terry?
bit like that.
You know what it is? Me and CB are chilled, and David, we're chilled because the favourites right now are still Liverpool, right? So you're expected to win. So we're
All
just
the
chilled
pressure
right
is
now.
on them.
We know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. So if we beat you, it's gonna slap even more.
This is
Well,
what
why
I'm saying.
can't,
You
why,
see
why can't I
Liverpool,
say that
they
this
walk-
Chelsea team reminds me of Arsenal in 21-22? When they played well, but when they came to Anfield, they got smacked 4-0.
But this is, you know what? I agree with you there. That's why I think we can
They were on an
contend
unbeaten
for the
run.
title because they remind me of 21-22 Arsenal as well, where they held on for so long enough that they were in the title race. That's why I say that similarity.
Yeah.
But you Liverpool fans are walking yourselves into a grave because you're putting all of this pressure on yourselves. You're in the same situation as us. You haven't really played anyone
Yeah.
serious yet.
Yeah.
You got a new manager too. You're beating who
Yeah.
you're supposed to beat. You have dropped points. You dropped twice at home to Forest. So did we. It's a similar situation, but you guys are doing
Yeah.
too much. 4-1.
I hear that.
When you
This-
play,
we're
CB,
it's gonna
I
be
don't
more
subscribe
harmony.
to that, bro.
I get it. Guys, let me get through the rest of these super chats. We've got a few other subjects. We're not going to get through all of them now today's show. I didn't realize this segment would take an hour, but it's all fun and games. We go with what the audience wants to a degree. I normally, unless it's them telling me to change my titles, I'm not changing my titles, audience. That's not happening. Terry is sticking with his titles. And I am talking about myself in the third person. Speaking of speaking in third person and through fourth walls, you guys seen the new Deadpool Wolverine film? You guys watched it?
Yeah. I watched that in the cinema.
Oh my god! I watched it 3 times now. It's the best, honestly. Like Marvel was dying for me. That shit just got saved.
You like it that much?
Yeah, no, I the humor. Do you know what it is? I feel like there are no comedies made nowadays where awful things are said. And I'm someone that, like, when it comes to comedy, the more awful the better to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And I love the
humor.
fact. Yeah, I like dark humor, and they just said stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, it's great.
It's
normally-
funny, but it was too much fighting. There was way too much, man. It was every second is fighting. I'm like, yo, like,
And that's the whole point.
Yeah,
no, but it
no,
was too much. It's excessive, man.
I get what you mean. I normally would back Liverpool in this fixture, but after this arrogance of these Liverpool fans, I kind of hope Chelsea win on Sunday. This here says, CB, shut up. You're enabling Hassam's waffle. We are not in the race. Reality check. Hassam, Rams, the insecurity is nuts. No one said we're pummeling you.
No, facts. But you see,
insecure.
everyone's kind of surprised. Like, wow, CB, you're super negative last season, and wow, like what's going on, etc. Oh, Maresca, you wasn't happy with his appointment.
And now you're
XYZ.
back in the team.
Firstly, me, I want to be proven wrong all the time. Same with Enzo. If Enzo has a Ballon d'Or season for us, I would be happy. I want to be proven wrong. One, in terms of the new manager, this really is the big test for me. You know, the reason why I put these expectations, because at the end of the day, everyone keeps comparing him to Poch. Under Poch, at the end of the day, we finished 6th. That's not Chelsea's standard. The standard is Chelsea at the top, winning the leagues, etc. That's why I'm asking for the league, XYZ. But for me, these 5 games, Liverpool, United, Newcastle, Arsenal, this is when we find out whether this manager has got the cojones. I've been impressed with certain things. I've been critical with some more. You know, for example, Palace, we had Nkunku hugging touchline with Palmer in the 6 and Enzo playing centre-back. That's criminal. But, you know, I've seen things that I'm impressed about. I've seen things that I'm critical of. These next 5 games will determine whether I'm a Maresca soldier. Right now, there's a couple players have improved under him. The Colwills, who I was critical of. Noni, you know, Caicedo is Caicedo, Palmer, Jackson. So I like what I'm seeing so far. I don't have a reason to be calling out these men and shouting and calling for the board's head, XYZ. It's just 7 games and we're doing okay. If we keep winning, I ain't got no reason to be shouting.
Chelsea have let in 2 goals against City, Wolves, and Brighton. So at Anfield, Liverpool are definitely scoring 2+ goals. 1% chance of Chelsea getting something is what Zane Shah says here.
It's funny,
and Brian,
it's funny how he ignored the goals that we scored against Wolves and Brighton, though, isn't it? Funny that.
Apparently, United was a big test, but because we blew them away, that's now doesn't count. I think it doesn't not count, but we've seen how bad United have been, and I think that plays on people's minds, if we're being absolutely honest. Sometimes you see them fighting. You know, I know Roms likes his boxing. Sometimes you'll see someone will win a fight. Like when Danny Williams beat Mike Tyson, nobody thought, oh, Williams is now world-class level. He beat a Mike Tyson that was just nowhere near his level. And I think Man United right now are Man United in name only. Speaking of Man United,
Terry, I got a cut. So you lot,
bro. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. Top man.
I'll see you on Sunday, Don.
See you on Sunday, my G. Love.
The new